Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm tackling a project that I'm quite reluctant to tackle, an unexpected project, which is my greenhouse right behind me. You will have seen this greenhouse in many of my videos, in my seed starting video, all the way until recently in my herbal moon offering video. It's been really great. Clearly, it's been ruined by the really strong winter winds that we've been having. This was here when we moved here, and I've always known it's a temporary structure, and everything in here is getting super wet and ruined every time that it rains. There's quite a lot of stuff in here, including Ozzy right now, sniffing around. So I need to take everything out and reorganize. So the plan is to use part of my Airstream trailer and turn that into my greenhouse, which is a great idea in theory. I don't really know how it's all gonna come together in this video, but I will first just take you over to the Airstream to talk to you about what we're working with. I've never filmed anything about this Airstream on this channel. Years ago, I made a video on another channel when we first got it, and I'll put some clips from that. I might link it just for fun, but I'll put some clips of when we first got it. This is our 1984 27-foot Airstream Sovereign. The previous owner had been using it for camping, but it's never been restored. We bought a farm, so we are planning to park it there, gut it, and update all of the systems because we will be living in it. And we're also going to make some design changes. We want to utilize the character of the space and all of the windows to enjoy our landscape. I think it's going to be the perfect place for an Airstream. We have found mouse poop everywhere and are taking precautions. Couch is out.
Ew, that's gross.
The backstory is that when we bought this farm, we only saw the house once, and from my cottagecore reality video, which was a house tour, you will have seen some like photos of what certain areas looked like when we moved in, but I kind of glossed over it. It's not worth getting into, but especially when we saw it for the first time, it was really scary, and we had several months before closing so that the previous owner could move out. And during that time, I was really panicking and honestly, it very impulsively bought this Airstream. Spent quite a bit of money buying this Airstream. I love a dream, I love a project, and I'm not trying to be discouraging, but an Airstream restoration, like the thing is, from the clips you'll see, it was kind of cute, and I thought, okay, it's just, you know, modernizing it a bit, but really redoing it, eventually the shell will have to be taken off, the frame will have to be worked on, and you know, all of the electrical, everything is interior, and you have to get like riveting tools, essentially like airplane tools, to actually work on the aluminum. And it just became apparent that it would be easier to make the house livable than to redo this Airstream. Someday we are going to, especially now that we have the barn, we have a workshop, the plan is to bring it up there and really finish it. But in the meantime, I think maybe it can be useful as this kind of greenhouse space. I still love it, but every day I look out the window and I see this Airstream Airstream that has just been used for storage, which honestly has been great because we don't have a lot of storage. You can see that I've already taken a lot of things out of here that are greenhouse related, and I'm going to take everything from the greenhouse and try to just make a little area that can be somewhat functional. So I'm going to take you inside. Brace yourselves. It's not pretty. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing it together. Let's go. I did some cleaning, actually, before I started filming. And behind the camera, which I will not show, we have so many materials saved from gutting this Airstream. Cabinetry, walls, you know, everything's on a curve. And I really don't know what we're gonna need when the time comes to tackle this again. So I'm really just going to be focusing on this area from the door. Let me see if I can show you. So this is the door when you come in, and this is kind of the area that I have to work with. I've opened all the windows up to let some air, and I love the glass. I think it could be kind of greenhousey. And I think it's bigger than my greenhouse was. So I'm going to try to repurpose everything that's in there. I have some benches and things. And then obviously I have a lot of garden tools that you saw lined up on the outside of the Airstream. So just going to be reconfiguring, trying to organize everything in here so that he loves it in here. He's never really been allowed in here, and there's still a lot of mouse poop. Ozzy out. Lots of smells, lots of mouse poop. You know, it leaks from the ceiling. And yeah, I know I'm not the first person to ever buy a project car or a boat or an RV and then realize that it's a big project. He can't handle it. So at least to be able to come in here and use it, I mean, it's probably ambitious to think about like starting seeds in here or anything, but we'll just see how it goes. So I'm gonna start taking everything out of the greenhouse. Also, it's gonna start raining in a couple hours, so let's go. Oh my gosh. Like, look at that. So many wasp nests and things in this greenhouse. I should probably be wearing gloves. From my herbalism video. I have so much metal that could look cool with the Airstream. Just like ice. Ice. Look at that ice. That was right on there. The ice cube tray. Seedling ice cube tray. Little update. It didn't start raining, it started snowing. And I'm really glad that I took everything out of the greenhouse because that was really the final straw for this poor plastic roof. I had to just shove everything into the Airstream, which is not what I wanted to do, but I'm glad that I did because this would have been quite the mess. But it is really beautiful. Snow hides a lot of hides a lot of things. But wow, it really feels like winter. Finally. So the weather has gotten in the way of this project. As you might be able to see, it's still quite snowy outside, even though it's like a week later. I've also decided to give myself a lot more creative leeway with my videos in just deciding that a project is at a stopping point to upload, because I really just need to have a work surface here, even if it's just these benches, to repot a few houseplants. So I'm gonna get into that right now. Obviously, these plants aren't staying out here. I'm gonna bring them back inside, but it's kind of nice that it's not too clean in here because I can just be a little messy. As a gardener and someone who lives seasonally, the winter is really my downtime, and it's just hard for me to feel any real urgency about like getting this project to completion, because I'm really not going to be using it to start seeds, if I do that, or anything until the spring, because the seedlings really wouldn't be that protected in here because we don't have power or, you know, heat or anything. So this is really all that I need to use it for at the moment. And it's pretty warm in here, just kind of protected from the wind. And the other thing that I'm giving myself more leeway with is my uploading schedule, which is really a self-imposed. I'm trying to be consistent. But again, it feels like my downtime. It feels like there's not that many pressing projects in the winter for me. So I'm going to aim to do 2 videos a month. You know, it'd be nice to do more, but at least 2 videos a month. And I think that will just give me a lot more time to really think about project ideas and not feel rushed to complete them. That's the other thing where, you know, a week is just not a long enough amount of time for me to complete a project. Like a lot of the things that I've been filming have been projects that I've been chipping away at for years. You know, the willow, the barn, the house. So it's just not realistic for me to expect myself to come up with that kind of video every single week. Look at this coleus roots. I've been really needing to transplant this guy for a while. Much happier. Much happier. Shout out to my sister who makes beautiful pottery pieces. This is from her Marsh collection. I keep that one at my office. And then I'll give all of you the water. So this is the current state of my Airstream greenhouse. There's a lot more I can do to really optimize the space, but I'm gonna save that until it's more needed. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw in this video. I still have to dismantle the existing greenhouse. The snow is just not motivating me to do that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.